Well, I'd like to welcome in our studio good friend of the program, Clinton Superintendent Nathan Meggitt. Good morning.
Morning, Todd.
Hey, appreciate you coming in. My goodness, I cannot believe we are, 2 weeks away from the start of school.
Yeah, we're not really talking about that yet.
Come on.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, August 11th. Kids will start. Me and Shay were having dinner with my daughter and one of her buddies last night, and they were actually saying they're ready for that routine and they're ready to go have some socialization and get back in class. So they're kids love their summertime, but if you put some truth serum in them, they love coming to school.
Yeah, it's where all their friends are, and once again, the activities. In fact, I was telling you off air, saw your daughter in the papers already been practicing softball, right?
Yeah, they started, I don't know if they started the week of July 15th. They could, I think, around the state.
Yeah.
I think a bunch of our kids went to Falls Creek that week, but they've been going already. Actually, they play all summer and play in some fall or some summer leagues, but, yeah, they're getting started right now.
That's awesome. And, of course, football had some practices earlier in the summer. They'll be starting 2 a day soon as well. And, gosh, I even saw, I think in today's paper, they had the boys basketball team going to a camp or something like that.
Yeah, that camp actually happened probably May or June. That's just probably the paper just needed some content, had that story sitting there and saved
Sorry,
up.
Sean.
Yeah, no, Sean does great, and,
Yeah.
and those guys do a great job of celebrating our kids and highlighting their programs. I'm glad they put that out there.
Yeah, well, once again, school's starting up this year. Of course, a few new change every year. Of course, there's always something new handed down from the legislature. But one that I think a lot of people are actually excited about is the longer recess for the youngsters out there. Because that's something, unfortunately, because of other mandates over the years, you got to do more of this, and that. Recess has kind of taken a back burner at times, hasn't it?
I guess, and it goes back to the conversation we were having off air. We've got to legislate recess in schools because we think it's important. What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, why are we having to legislate that? That's something we've actually had for a while.
Yeah.
So when you see on social media a lot of these schools putting out they have to adjust their schedules, we've already had it in our schedule. So in our elementary schools, we haven't had to adjust because we've had that time in there.
Yeah.
Some of the extra days that are added, we've already been going a few extra days, and that's something we go over the requirement. So it's not there weren't a bunch of big adjustments for us this year.
Now, how far does recess go? Does it depend on, because some schools, it's like middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sometimes it's just 7th and 8th. Do you do recess through
5th grade and
5th
below?
grade?
Yeah,
okay.
5th grade and below. Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So 40 minutes, but a lot of people like yourself already doing it for the most part.
Yeah.
So, all
So
right.
it's a good practice. You've got to kids have got to have time to go learn how to do things unsupervised. When I was an elementary principal at Clinton, I was at Southwest Elementary, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and the teachers I would drive them crazy because they wanted to have a ton of rules at recess.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, it's recess. We need to let them go have their time. We don't need a ton of rules, and they would always get mad because I would let them play on top of the monkey bars. It's like, sometimes gravity teaches lesson, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got to let kids figure some things out with us having to hand everything to them. They've got to problem solve, and that's what recess is great at. They get to learn how to relate with other people. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but there's a lesson in there somewhere. And sometimes the lesson is just let them go be.
Conflict resolution is something that kids need to learn, and they learn more of that on the playground. I can remember when my kid, was out in 1st or 2nd grade, being an only child, he's used to, I get to play my way, and I make the rules. And, guess what? On the playground, that doesn't happen. And he came home upset a couple of times. Well, they didn't play the way I like to. I'm like, Guess what? You have to compromise.
Isn't it funny how we define that, though? Conflict resolution. Like it's something groundbreaking. Kids getting along, man, right?
Yeah. But it's, like
it is.
and
it's kind of like the no cell phone in school policy. You know, it's good practice. Well, we don't. Sometimes I wonder about adding that into legislative action. I don't know if I agree with all that, but it's there. It's stuff we already do, and I'm glad we've already done it and don't have to adjust like everybody else is having to adjust.
Yeah, there's that fine line every year because people talk about we want local control, but then sometimes the same people that say we want local control are like, well, we need to mandate this.
When it goes back
level.
to, and I said it a lot, it goes back to metro area problems
that
get shoved out to western Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And it's something in rural western Oklahoma out here. We have a lot of great schools. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But there's a lot of good things going on. And some of the issues we deal in Tulsa and the Oklahoma City Metro that they do probably need to legislate, or somebody needs to be heavy-handed. That's stuff that we have to deal with, unfortunately. But we're doing a lot of that anyway.
Well, John and I were just having this conversation yesterday on air because after I had one of the gubernatorial candidates on, he's like, well, what does he say about education since we're 50? I said, I'm tired of people saying that we're 50th because and my point was, if you take out Oklahoma City and Tulsa public schools, we are nowhere close to 50th. I'll put our local public schools up against anybody in any state.
Well, and that's where, so I have all the new teachers in yesterday. We bring them in. And that was my first word to him. I said, guys, you're coming into a school district. If you go listen to what everybody else says, they rank us by our student achievement mainly. We're D's across the board.
Yeah.
But if you go, once you guys get in here, what you're going to understand is this is not a D school system. This is a school system that does a lot of things to build people up. You want to talk about what we do? The graduating class had 5,000 community service hours, a class of 127.
That's
we had
awesome.
over $3 million in scholarship offers.
Yeah.
We've got kids going. We went from 39% when we became a Gear Up school of kids going to college to now over 50% of our kids are going to college, and the other 50% have some sort of career tech certification or have been through career tech. So there's some things that don't get measured that we need to start thinking about. And I don't know if John's listening or not, but you got a kid too.
Yeah.
When your kid graduates, what are things you're going to talk about? Are you going to talk about what his state test scores are? Are you going to talk about my kid is interested in doing this, my kid can problem solve, my kid can get along with other people?
Yeah.
What are things we celebrate that don't get scored?
Yeah.
So.
Right now, he still wants to be a farmer.
There you go.
So we'll see what
Absolutely.
happens, And I'm like, hey, that's awesome if you want to do that. It's a lot of hard work, but and that's one of the things that we get caught up because some of these ratings, it's like, well, how many kids are going to college, or what'd you make on the ACT? Look, college is not forever. I'm a 3-time college dropout, and look at me, I'm a famous radio star.
How many stories, we can go downtown Weatherford and some of those business owners, let's go talk. How many stories are you going to see? Hey, I was an average student, I was a C student.
Yeah.
They're successful business people. You go talk about oil field industry.
Yeah.
How many of these people weren't? You talk about some of the best entrepreneurs in the world were dyslexic.
Yeah.
You think their academics were great? But they figured out how to problem solve and how to work through things and how to go through tough times. They developed some grit to themselves. And sometimes we forget that, and I think we forget that in Oklahoma City at times too. It's more than just academic rankings.
Yeah.
It's more than that when in a school system. It's raising kids up that are problem solvers, that are resilient, that have some toughness and grit to them. And I'm just telling you, Todd, we've got a crew at Clinton that I'm proud of kind of the work we do in that area.
Absolutely, without a doubt. You were mentioning the Gear Up program. You just got back from a conference in D.C.
Yeah, got to go with Gene Ray, the middle school principal, Michelle Sorter, the high school principal, and Melissa Kanabe. Gear Up sent us to DLI. It's District Leadership Institute, but it's a leadership conference and it was also with the National Gear Up Conference, so they start celebrating. One cool thing that happened while we were there, Gene Ray's sitting at a table talking with a guy that works at Texas A&M Commerce, which is a Gear Up school, and it's in South Texas. Have a soccer program. A lot of their kids look like our kids, and by the time we left, that guy's calling Gene while we're sitting on the tarmac for 2 hours, calling Gene and saying, hey, I think I've talked to a couple people at the university. I think we can get 2 full rides for your soccer kids every single year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is great. And you go sit in those conferences, and we've been a Gear Up school. This is our second round. I think it's 6 or 7 year cycles. We're in a really good spot. The stuff I was rattling off about community service hours, about over 50% of our kids going to school, those have been strategically and intentional things we've done through Gear Up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're talking with Nathan Meggitt, Clinton's superintendent of schools. Back to school right around the corner. August 11th, you said?
It is. It's coming.
All right. Back with more right after this.
Looking for a loan that fits your life or your business? Oklahoma Bank & Trust is here to help. With an experienced lending team and flexible options, including real estate, auto, small business, agriculture, and commercial loans, they'll tailor a situation to meet your needs. Whether you're buying, building, expanding, or investing, trust a local bank that puts service first. Oklahoma Bank & Trust, building loans around their customers since 1908. Visit Oklahoma Bank & Trust in Clinton or Arapahoe today to get started. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Tired of the same old house hunt? It's time for a momentum shift with Momentum Homes in Weatherford. Built tough with Oklahoma pride, Momentum Homes offers quality, comfort, and down-home style. Perfect for families, first-timers, or anyone ready to upgrade. From foundation to finish, they're building homes that last. Just honest work, great design, and a place you'll be proud to call home. Visit MomentumHomes.com to start your shift today. Momentum Homes. Let's get moving.
Hello, this is Rick Spain with Infinite Grace Ministries with something to think about. In the journeys of life, we face many difficulties. It seems as though we get through one and another is there to take its place. What we encounter is the issue. How we encounter is the challenge. I'm convinced that nothing we face is greater than what is in us and who is behind us. With this mindset, the issue ceases to be a problem and turns into an opportunity.
Hey guys, I'm Kelly Ripito with Exploration Realty. I'm a wife and a mother of 2 children. We own a family farm. We are avid hunters, farmers, and ranchers. So I have the knowledge, the skills, and the resources to sell land in Oklahoma. I specialize in listings. I can do anything from land to residential or commercial. Kelly Ripito, 580-821-0934.
Guess who loves your dog even more than you do? Fleas and ticks. Right now, their bags are packed and they're ready to hitch a ride on old Rover right into the heart of your home. Don't worry, Rover, you're still a good boy. And thankfully, C4 Spraying has the solution. No more pests, no more stress. Just targeted, effective, eco-friendly treatments for both inside and out. Fleas and ticks, spiders and bed bugs, termites, roaches, and rodents. If it doesn't pay rent, it's got to go. Payment options available. Contact Derek Chisholm or visit c4spraying.com today.
Running late? No worries. Don't skip breakfast or lunch or dinner. McDonald's has you covered with hot coffee, breakfast favorites, golden french fries, nuggets, Big Macs, and tasty chicken sandwiches all day long. Your Phillips Family McDonald's in Weatherford, Clinton, and Elk City is open and ready when you are. Drive up, grab a quick snack, or pick up dinner for the whole crew. Stop in today or cruise through the drive-thru at your local Phillips Family McDonald's, Weatherford, Clinton, and Elk City.
Ladies, it's time to save big at It's All About One, downtown Weatherford. Shop their huge sale on women's clothing. Anything that's marked 50% off, they're doing a 2 for $40 or 3 for $50 sale. You'll find stylish tops, dresses, jeans, and more at prices you won't want to miss. Whether you're updating your wardrobe or treating yourself to something new, now's the perfect time to shop. Hurry in. Deals this good won't last. And It's All About Moi, located in downtown Weatherford. It's all about moi, where it's all about you.
Hey Bulldog Nation, I'm John Paul Louie, a junior offensive lineman on the SWOSU football team, and I'd like to invite you to be a part of the 20th annual SWOSU Athletic Auction. Online bidding opens July 27th and runs through August 7th, with our live event taking place on Saturday, August 8th. To register, purchase tickets, browse auction items, or learn more, visit SWOSUathleticauction.com. Thank you for supporting Bulldog Athletics, and go Dogs.
Special thank you to ASAP Energy Inc., underwriting sponsor for the 20th annual SWOSU Athletic Auction. Their support helps fuel opportunities for Bulldog student athletes across SWOSU Athletics.
Welcome back to the Western Oklahoma Wake Up Show. Todd Ritter in studio with Clinton Superintendent of Schools, Nathan Meggitt. We touched briefly, one of the new things that you guys are doing this year is an online academy because, different kids learn in different environments, right? And you're kind of giving them choices.
Well, and different families want things. Families want things for their kids too. That school choice is a real thing, and there are families in our area that have decided that the online academy with options to go either work or just go play, go on vacations all the time, or travel with your kids. That's an option. We wanted to provide that for families not only in Clinton but Western Oklahoma. I think our high school principal told me last night she's already had 19 transfers.
Wow.
19 kids transfers, which is good. I don't know if it's for the online academy only, sure, but we've had 19 kids already say, hey, we want to be a part of Clinton Public Schools this year, transferring in from other places.
And you touched on it last time you were here, but how does this online academy work? Do the regular teachers at school are involved, or a specialty?
No. So we've got a virtual director.
Okay.
Cambry Harlan just hired her. Her husband came to town with Coach Powers, going to coach some football.
Oh, okay.
Cambry actually came more highly recommended, so I'm excited for what she's done. Yeah, former counselor. I think she might have been some admin leadership position too. But she's going to be charged with developing synchronous and asynchronous, which means synchronous means on a timeline. And we've partnered with Newcastle Public Schools as a model. They have a synchronous model where you set a daily schedule. You can have AP courses all the way down to just your regular courses. I mean, it's a variety of stuff, but they will set your daily schedule. And Cambry's going to be in charge. If families want a timeline and you want a structure, we'll set up an online structured day for you. The asynchronous part is on your own.
Okay.
And we do that through a platform called Edgenuity. And what Cambry will do is, all right, guys, here's your assignments, here's your courses you have to complete them on your own time. I'm going to check in with you on Thursday at 2 every Thursday at 2 o'clock to check in and see where you're at. Make sure you've completed enough stuff for the week and make sure you're on pace, or if you're ahead of pace, great, but also to be there in case you need some help. And if the kids need help, now we can go holler at the math teacher that's in the high school or junior high and say, hey, after school we got this kid in our online academy, need some tutoring. Can you link up and either do it virtually, or that kid can come in at 3:30 on this day. Do you mind staying after school for an hour, and we'll pay you $25 an hour to do some tutoring with some of these individuals.
Well, and what's great is it keeps them in the Clinton public school system because, there are other, online things. We've heard about the problems at Epic. I don't know if that means everything is bad, but there's been some people in leadership with some of those online places that have gotten in trouble. It's kind of nice keeping it local, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the other part, like from my role as the superintendent of schools, it's a business decision for Clinton Public Schools because when the more kids, the more funding you get, and I love the people we have working for us, and I want to be able to pay the people we have working for us. One thing our board just approved last month's board meeting are $1,000 retention and sign-on bonuses for our staff.
Nice.
That's support staff and certified staff. So every person that has either coming back from last year that's going to work for Clinton's going to get $1,000 when we start school. And these new teachers, our foundation is going to chip in a little bit of money, but they're going to get about $1,000 sign-on bonus just for becoming part of that. And in order to do that, just talking business, because sometimes we talk about schools of business, and that's part of my duties too. We're going to serve families, but also the more kids we bring in, that sets us up in a better position to conduct some business, to retain some people and keep our good employees.
So you talked about the transfers. Overall enrollment, I mean, it fluctuates each year, doesn't it?
Yeah, we don't know. We did enrollment about a week and a half ago, so you get some initial people. We'll get people dragging in up until the first or second day after school starts.
Yeah.
And actually up until some people don't even bring their kids till September 1st. They don't care when you're going to start. They're going to bring them September 1st. But we're going to take open transfers probably till our capacity's full. Like we have one grade level. We only have 7 teachers in that grade level. Well, we have to set a capacity each year and has to be board approved. Well, that class is already getting close to capacity.
Wow.
So as far as accepting transfers, we've either got to start making another business decision, let's find another teacher for that grade, or say, no, we're not accepting transfers in that grade.
Is it elementary where you still have the most kids? That's typically how it is, right? Second, third, fourth, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. And I think right now most of our classes are anywhere from about 135 to about 155 in each class. And it kind of stays within that. Now, the last couple of years, we've had some smaller classes, call them the COVID babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody's attendance has gone down. It looks like we're anticipating probably about 15 to 20 more % kids in pre-K enrollment. We had a bigger pre-K enrollment this year. We think that's going to trend up a little bit coming forward too. The other thing, Todd, that people haven't talked about, that new reading law. So the Strong Readers Act, what it's going to do. So, for example, this year with Clinton Public School kids, I think we had 147 kids in that grade that was third grade. Well, they either have to pass the state test or they have to pass a screener that we have. Well, we would have had to hold back at a class of about 145, 147, about 60 kids.
Really?
What that creates, though, is a fourth grade class. A fourth grade class is only going to have 80-plus kids.
Yeah.
Now the third grade class has gone from 130, and you hold back 60 kids to 190.
And then that third grade teacher's, I've got Johnny again?
Yeah.
Oh, man. No,
exactly.
just kidding.
Well, but what you have to
Johnny's
do
going, I've got Mrs. So-and-so again.
Well, but you only need 4 fourth grade teachers now, and some of
Yeah.
those fourth grade teachers you're going to have to slide down and teach third grade. So
Yeah.
you're going to have some shuffling and look at some of that. One thing we have done at Nance is we're going to try to catch them earlier in the third grade.
Yeah.
Miss Jefferson started a T-first class again.
Nice.
And it's not because kids are failing. We look at age, we look at academic readiness, we look at social readiness.
Yeah, maturity. has
Absolutely.
A lot to do with
a lot of our kids come to school a little bit earlier. You talk about daycare.
Yeah.
You said one of the candidates was talking about daycare. Well, a lot of parents are ready to get their kids in class because daycare is skyrocketed. We get them in
Birthday is
pre-K.
August 1st.
Yeah, come on.
That's what my parents did.
And some of the stuff we expect out of kids, they're not mature enough or ready for some of that stuff when it comes testing-wise and academic-wise and even social-wise. So we're saying, all right, let's give them an extra year. We've got one of our best teachers, Julie Lickey's going to try it out this year and see what happens, but she's going to take some of our kids that might not have been ready to go to first grade and go to T1 and kind of get them prepared.
Yeah, I think it's good. And that's just one of the things that's so crazy because, we have T1 for a while, then the people say, oh, well, we don't need that. And then, but I think it's good for certain kids.
The discussion has always been when you start holding kids back, they're worried about everybody being embarrassed. It's like the scarlet letter. Is that what it was?
Right,
You got
yeah.
a mark forever like you got held back. Well, what happens when you just keep kicking people through and they're not very good at what you're asking them to do.
Right.
You don't think they don't get marked or get labeled or people aren't going to make fun of them then too. So there's a lot of different things to consider. And the other thing that off air we talked about, when we tell kids we're going to do something, whatever happened to, let's make sure they do it. And if they can't do it, it's okay. Let's go do it till we get it right. If it takes an extra year, it takes an extra year. It's not a slap at anybody's face. Your kid's not going to be an idiot. We know kids mature at different paces, and sometimes they might need to repeat something just so they can have success later. Let's slow down and give them that extra time.
And it's important. And then we also have some parents that, they decide in junior high, I'm going to hold my kid back because he's going to get to play one more year of football and be
there you
bigger
go.
and stronger. So
Yeah.
it happens in all different cases
Absolutely.
out there. But, time almost running out. Do you have any thoughts on like the state superintendent race? I mean, we've got a pretty good guy in there now that's obviously just been the temporary fill-in after we got rid of the guy that will remain nameless. But do you have any thoughts on any of the candidates? Have you heard much or just?
Yeah, I've kept up with it a little bit. I think it's really important we get an educator in there, somebody that's from that realm. Education's not business. There's a business aspect to it, but it's a people deal.
Yeah.
And I think getting somebody in there that has done the work and been a part of the education system will help a little bit. But in the end, what they do in Oklahoma City is going to affect us a little bit. We need to control what we control locally, Todd.
Yeah, it's what it's all about.
Yep.
Well, Nathan, thanks for coming in and excited about the school year. Also excited about, the football team.
Yeah.
Got some new leadership this year and looking forward to watching them this year. And, of course, next year with the new Todd Bruner Memorial Press Box. I mean, it's going to be exciting stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Nathan Megan, our guest this morning on the Wake Up Show. Stick around. News coming up next.
News from the Radio Oklahoma News Network. I'm Ann Roberts. Day 6 of triple-digit temperatures across the state. IMSA officials released the latest numbers connected to the most recent medical heat alert issued Monday that's still in place. In the Oklahoma City area, IMSA crews have responded to 6 heat-related calls and transported 5 of those patients to hospitals. Oklahoma lawmakers seek commitments to preserving rural mail delivery service. State Capitol correspondent Trey Davis has that story.
Several state representatives and at least one local chamber are urging Oklahoma U.S. Senators James Lankford and Alan Armstrong to ensure U.S. Postal Service Board of Governors nominees are committed to maintaining reliable mail service for rural communities with limited options when it comes to shipping, commerce, delivery of medications, and other essential items.
More on these stories at RadioOklahomaNews.com. From the Radio Oklahoma News Network, I'm Ann Roberts.
So you said there's an unclaimed property program in Oklahoma. What is that?
In the Treasury Department, there's an unclaimed property division, and that's basically like the lost and found bin for people's valuables in the state of Oklahoma.
So if I forgot to change my address and I had a check that I never received, is that something that would be there?
It could be. We have over $1 billion in the unclaimed property division, and we would really like to get that back to the people it belongs to.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Big check.
Go to yourmoney.ok.gov.
Hey, cattle producers, the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association invites you to be part of their 2026 convention in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Cattlemen of Tomorrow, Built by the Brand is the theme. Lots of guest speakers, Matt Makins talking weather, Daryl Peel talking markets, and there'll be the latest on the New World screwworm. You can go to okcattlemen.org for more information and to register for the 2026 Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association Convention, July 24th and 25th in Tulsa.
Deer Creek Market and Variety in Hydro, the best in friendly small-town customer service, hosting everything from fresh hand-cut steaks, fresh ground beef made in-house, along with fresh fruits and vegetables, grown and made in Oklahoma nuts, candies, salsas, pickles, and more. And don't forget to check out the Variety side, full of unique made-in-Oklahoma gift items. And now, treat yourself to the brand-new ice cream and coffee parlor, your new go-to spot for a sweet scoop or a fresh brew. Shop Deer Creek Market and Variety in Hydro.
All right, 7:35, the Western Oklahoma Wake Up Show. We got John back in the news center.
Man, Todd, I'm struggling. Me and ChatGPT are kind of fighting right now.
Oh, really?
I've just asked it. I put in the SWOSU volleyball schedule, the SWOSU football schedule, and I added in the Weatherford High School volleyball schedule and the Weatherford High School softball schedule, and I added in the 8U Fireflies schedule into all of them.
And you're trying to do all of those.
Yeah, that's everybody I've kind of said yes to so far. So I said, okay, got this. And I said, put it all in. I need you to put it all in one sheet. Tell me where there's conflicts. Tell me where there's not. And then he's like, well, I can't do that. The memory on me is not built big enough for this right now. I was like, Chat, you have analyzed 10,000 pieces of Excel sheets for me. You're telling me you can't put these 7 schedules together and come up with how busy John's supposed to be this fall?
It's weird what it can't do. I ran into something similar in a different way. When Artemis, was going to the moon, I was trying to ask it a question, and I guess all the data is like a year old in ChatGPT.
Yes.
So it said, there is currently no mission to the moon. One's planned for. I'm like, what are you talking about? They launched right now. If they've launched right now, you might be seeing media reports talking about a potential. I'm like, no, they're in space right now, you idiot.
Yes, no, that's funny you say that because John, trying to be lazy, and last year's fantasy football, we all got together. John did the same exact thing. I was like, oh, hey, okay, I did no research. Just give me how this draft is supposed to go and tell me who I should be picking, whatever. Yeah. I ended up drafting, who's the running back for the 49ers that's hurt all the time? CD, what is his name? The white dude, the 49ers.
Christian
McCaffrey. Yeah, ended up drafting him with the number 1 overall pick. Turns out that was the year before he should have been the number 1 overall pick. Last year he was like number 12. Anyways.
ChatGPT is good for writing radio commercials if your name is Crystal.
Crystal, that's Crystal's bread and butter.
That's her go-to.
Bread and butter. Also good for making some flyers for a lot of people out there. Did you see the professor that put the hidden white text? He gave his prompt for his midterm or whatever it was. And then in white text, you can't read it unless you highlight it, said use the word, I'm making this up, mytho creature, whatever, in a random place that doesn't make any sense at all. And he said 32 of his 35 students, that was in their paper. And they obviously didn't go back and read their paper. They just pasted it, turned it in.
Yeah.
So it's there, man. I could not imagine trying to be an educator. I know this. If AI would have existed, it would not have taken me 10 years to graduate college. I promise that.
All those papers you had to rewrite rewrite.
All those people had to pay to write them for me.
Well, that's what scares me, though, because there is, I know they have AI tools, too, that teachers can, check for plagiarizing and AI and stuff, but it's getting better and better out there. And I just hope kids still take the time to actually
pay other
compose
kids
something.
to
No,
do
not
it.
well.
Oh.
You did that, but
Yeah.
no, I actually enjoyed writing because I'm a BSer, as
Oh.
you can tell. That's why I'm on the radio. So if you said you got to write a 10,000-word essay on this, I could do it, and I could sometimes just barely research the topic, but I could add all these extra words, to fill up the pages. I've just always been able to do that.
I'm just saying, AI's already taking jobs.
Yeah. Yours next.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. They say, you've told me from the beginning a monkey could do my job. I feel you.